Hey everyone, it's Angie. Today I have a cute little square treat box. I've made treat boxes. I've made one before that was a hexagon that had a top like this, but I wanted a square box, so I designed this one myself. This is using the everyday arches, and it makes it so easy to do. But this might be a little bit longer video because there are a lot of parts to it. But we're going to go ahead and get started right now. Isn't that cute? I love the snowflake on there. The snowflake is the Delicate Pines bundle. So, sorry about the voice. I have a sinus infection. I hope I can get through this without coughing too much. And my voice is a little bit weak. So, yeah, I'm on medication and everything. So, hopefully, I'll get better soon. Okay, so what we're going to do for this, I'm using these everyday arches. I am using the 4th largest, so if you count down this way, it is this one right here. It's like 2 7/8 by 4 1/4. Sorry if I'm clearing my voice and stuff. I'm going to try to edit it out if I can, but it's just been really hard to talk and stuff without coughing and everything. So this is the Delicate Pines. I love this, and I am going to use this smaller snowflake, and then this is the center of it. You can also add this little one right here to the center, but I did that on the first one, but I want to change it on this one. I'm changing the color too. I did this one Coastal Cabana, and then the designer series paper for this one that I'm using is the Nests of Winter. So it's this one right here, and I use this pattern here, but you can use that one as well. That'd be cute. And then on the other one, I'm doing it Old Olive, and I'm going to use this plaid because, yeah, I wanted to use the plaid. And I'm doing something a little unconventional and making the snowflake Old Olive to match. Because these are pines, and you're just making it into snowflake, so I thought it'd be cute to do that. So that's what we're using for this. So let's get started because we do have some work ahead of us. I did cut out the 4 everyday arches right here, and we're going to score those. This is the bottom of the box, and this piece is 3 7/8 by 3 7/8, and then these smaller pieces are 1 by 2 1/8. Don't worry about the measurements if you're new. I always create an inspiration sheet, and I post it on my blog at StampingWithAmore.com. And then we are going to mat it, and the matting pieces are 2 5/8 by 1 7/8, and then I stamped but I'm going to show you how I stamped these because it's a little bit different. Alright, so let's get started with this. Let's start by just doing the snowflake. I want to show you how I stamped it because there is a little tip for this one. So when you stamp the larger one, you can do the small first or the large, but whenever you stamp it, stamp that first, and then you want to stamp 4 of them, by the way. There are 3 little dots in the middle here. I don't know if you're going to be able to see them, but that you can match them up with the dots on here in the middle, and you should get it to match up perfectly, and then it stamps in between the other pines. So I already did all those, and I did do 4 of them. And we're going to go ahead and move on with this. Alright, so let's go ahead and score everything. We're going to do a little hand scoring on the arches. And that's to get the fancy top that we got. So I'm going to score these all at 2 inches. So you're going to square each one at 2 inches. Make sure that's right flush to the top, and this is straight to the side, because it'll keep your box nice and straight. And then we're going to, like I said, do a little bit of hand scoring there on this piece. This is the bottom piece. You're going to do 1/2 inch on all 4 sides. Y'all, I forgot to wax these up, but we're going for it. My brain is a little foggy too, y'all, so if I mess up somewhere. And then all these little ones on the 1 inch side, you're going to score it just in half. So score all of those in half. All right, that's all our scoring. So let's go ahead and put this bottom together first. This is really easy. You're just going to cut all the way around. I just flip it a quarter of a turn, and then I'm going to sharpen those. I think I went off a little bit on my scoring there. It kind of looks crooked. Let me check that because it needs to be straight. I'm going to make sure that it is 1/2 all the way down. Nope, I was off a hair. It's very important these are right because this bottom piece needs to be square. Alright, so we're going to cut down here. And we're going to sharpen that the right way. Make sure I got it on the line. Yeah, I guess my stylus got off there and I got that crooked. You don't want that. Alright, I'm going to go ahead. I'll use my Seal Plus if it cooperates with me here on these corners. You can use whatever you have, wet glue or tear and tape. And then you're just going to form this. Make sure these are lined up nice and straight. You can tell they're straight if the tops all match up at the top here. Alright, so that's the bottom of our box. Let's do the arches. So on these arches, you are need a ruler, and you are going to mark 1 3/8 on the top. But because it's curved, it's a little bit difficult. So you just want to keep this edge to the edge here, and make sure you're doing it at 1 3/8. And I just mark it here. Let me mark it with a pencil. And then you can do the rest of them. As long as you got one right, you can do the rest of one by lining these up really good and then just marking there. So I just line up my edges here and then mark that top. Alright, now we're going to just score from that mark to the corner of the 2-inch mark that this 2-inch score mark. You're going to just score from the point we just marked to that corner. Make sure these are really nice into the corner because it makes a difference on how this box closes. I love this box. I will be making a lot of these boxes. They're a little bit more work, but they're so pretty and they make such a good presentation for like candy. You can even put a small gift in there. But the everyday arches actually helps. If you don't have the everyday arches, of course you can order them from me on StampingWithAmore.com. I have a shop there. Or you can create these yourself, and I'm going to tell you how you can do it. It's going to be a little bit more difficult. It's going to be more difficult. Alright, so that is how you do it. Now you can, if you want to do it and you have circle dies, and you can do these at, they're 2 7/8 across, and then you can just, let's see how high it is. It's 4 1/8 tall. So if you cut a piece of cardstock and then you use your round circle die, you can partial cut it by laying it down and then partial cutting it. But y'all, these dies are so good. I don't know why you wouldn't just want them. They're so good. We are going to sharpen all these, but that is a way to get around it if you don't want to buy them. But there's so much that you can do with these dies. I've made a lot of different, I made other boxes with this one too. I'll try to remember to link it somewhere in the video. But I love this one. I hope y'all like it. Oops, went the wrong way with that one. These got to go forward like that. Okay, and then these little pieces are going to hold these together, so you want to fold those in half as well. Okay, so let's scoot these all out of the way. Let's grab our wet glue, and we're going to start putting this together. It goes together really easy, y'all. Let me see, did I do that? I did this one backwards too, y'all. Boy, I am not with it today. All right, so you're going to take one and glue one side. You can use tear and tape for this too. And you're going to line it up to the score mark. This is a really important part so that your bottom fits on really good. So you want it all the way up to that score mark, and then you're going to glue again, add your next one, and you want this one all the way to that score mark as well. When you do it, make sure you can still fold it down like that. But you want it pretty tight, the seam right here. And then we're going to just keep on adding, and I'm going to show you how to do all of these, so I can keep reminding you to get it right up to that score mark, because it's a very important part. And then just keep gluing till you have all 4 of these on. Again, make sure it's all the way up, and make sure that your score marks all meet here too. So if you lay it down like this, you can make sure these are all closed too. I like to do it holding it up because I can adhere, especially when I use wet glue, because I can see exactly where I'm putting it. And you want your bottoms even too. That's another important part. Okay, and then I always fold it back to make sure I can still fold this. That one's off a little bit there. So you can still fold it back. And then we got one more. Make sure that one's nice and straight. All right, so now what we're going to do is put the bottom one on. And I'm going to use, let me use wet glue. This way I can move it if I have to. But you want to, I'm going to glue 2 sides first. Let's see, I want to put this one down here. Put it all the way to your bottom so that it's flush all the way to the bottom against here. And then you could pull this tab up and glue it to the side. That's why I glued that right there. You could probably just put it on the end and do just fine. And then we're going to just keep adding our glue. I used tear and tape last time, and the tear and tape worked really fast and really good. Then you're just going to kind of roll it. Make sure everything is nice and flush though, to the bottom and to the sides here. So you can see this is all closed right here, and that's all closed. And you're just going to keep adding glue and rolling it here. And I'm making sure I have it nice and flush to the bottom. And the sides are all flushed as well. And then we'll add more glue to this side. And you're going to add it up the side here too. And then this one will close. And again, make sure it's nice and straight. But that's the sides are really important to keep them really closed when you put those on, and really close to each other. Make sure these are all down really good. But look at your box. Isn't it cute? And then what we're going to do here to close it, I'm going to use my 1/8 inch handheld punch here. And you're just going to punch one in the middle here, and you're going to just go around and punch one in each center. I'm going to use the same ribbon on this box because I love the ribbon. And it is this one right here. It is the iridescent striped ribbon. I think we still have this ribbon. So we're going to just put it through one side. You're going to cut 2 pieces. And we're going to put it through one side here. Let me cut enough on here because I like these tails to be long. And then we're going to do the other one. And cut it better. And this one. And then make sure your little sides are all lined up. We'll go ahead and just tie a knot in this one. And then we'll tie a bow for the other one. Love this ribbon, and it's so festive. Alright, so then I'm going to tie a bow with this one. So I'm going to make sure I have enough. Because like I said on this one, I like the tails pretty big. Let's do it this way. It makes a prettier bow. All right. Then we are going to decorate it. Isn't that bow pretty? I love this iridescent. It's so pretty. All right, let's add all our pieces. I am going to take my snowflakes first because I really wanted to add a little bit of sparkle to them. So I'm going to use some of my dazzling diamonds. We don't carry that anymore, but you can use any glitter that you have. And I'm just going to use my glue gun because this is a really nice fine point. And I'm just going to put some like little on these middle pines. I'm just going to put some little streaks here just so it picks up some of that glitter. I think I'm going to just try to dip these. Yeah. So it picks up that little glitter, and it'll give it time to dry while we mat this. I always have glitter everywhere, but it just needed some sparkle. So we're just doing, and the glue dries clear, this glue does. So you're not going to see all the little glue streaks. All right. You don't even have to do this part, but for Christmas I always like a little glitz and sparkle. I'll grab my paper towel here and wipe this a little bit so we can get some of this glitter off. Okay, so now we're ready to mat. I even got glitter on my mat, y'all. When I was making this box, originally making it, oh my gosh, I had glitter all over my face. Don't ask me how. I had it all over my face. It's crazy where glitter can go. Glitter and the backs of glue dots, dimensionals, oh my gosh. I have them all over. I find them all over my house. I love how they're stitching around these as well, these arches, the everyday arches. They have stitching all around them. Makes it so pretty and elegant. Look how pretty. You can decorate this for any occasion, birthdays, anything like that. Look how pretty it is. I'm going to go ahead and add a dimensional to each one of my snowflakes. And we're going to add it to our box here. I'm getting glitter everywhere, y'all. But it's so pretty. Who doesn't like glitter? Alright, and I do one more. And then we'll be done. A laundry sheet cleans this up really good. I just don't know where mine went to. Alright. Okay, so there you have it. Isn't it pretty? I like this one. Here's the other one in Coastal Cabana. Which one do you like better? I like them both. They're different. But I love the bow on top. It's so pretty. I hope you all enjoyed it. If you need any supplies, you can shop on my blog at StampingWithAmore.com. There's an inspiration sheet there where you can download and print the measurements and the supplies needed for this box. And I hope you all have a blessed day. I'll catch you in the next one. See you later, everyone. Bye.